What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a 2 out of 3 duel. This is also cross Banlist, and this is full power OCG heroes versus my Utopia deck. I feel pretty confident with my Utopia deck as it stands right now. It's just even since I started playing it like last week, I've just made so many adjustments and I've learned so many new things and so many combos, and I'm like, man, this deck I really do think can compete, especially like when maybe PK Fire gets like toned down a little bit and like Monarchs get toned down a little bit. I think this deck has some serious potential of at least maybe regional top 8s or something like that. So we decided to throw these decks against each other, and if you look at his hero deck, oh my god, like I don't know whether you guys know this or not, but like a couple of years ago in the OCG, heroes were like the best deck in the game, and that's when they won the like OCG Nationals, and they end up getting Shadow Mist limited, and after Shadow Mist got limited, the deck basically died at that point. But you look at what his extra deck is, and I mean, my goodness, he's got the Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's a card you haven't seen in Heroes in a while. Utopia, the Lightning, and he has Shockmaster. He's got Excition Knight, got the Ptolemaeus to summon the Infinity, and the Pallades. They had so much power coming out of their extra deck that it was very similar to like Performages and Pals. Like everything was just rank 4 based, and because of things like Shockmaster and Ptolemaeus, like you just overwhelmed your opponent, A lot of decks couldn't fight back, and especially when you had like Dark Law on top of a Ptolemaeus and the Cyber Infinity, like what were you going to do against that? I mean, you didn't have like, there's no Kaijus in the OCG, so you had to like play things like Lava Golem, and if you didn't open with Lava Golem, you basically just got wrecked. So playing my Utopia deck, the way that I'm playing it here, although I've edited a couple of cards, and I'm actually going to edit it again, maybe for even for today's live stream, but my Utopia deck is 100% TCG legal except one thing. The only thing that's not TCG legal here is Treat Toad and Bahamut Shark. I just realized like turn 1 with this deck, if you don't open with Excition Tactics, if you open with a defensive card, then you should probably go into Kage, and you should just get like get a Gigabyte or get a copy of Kage and kind of set up for your next turn. But what I've realized is if you open up with like double Waters, and since you run Norden and Gigabyte, which is searchable, you can do that sometimes, and you can get Gigabyte from your deck. Then it's better to just go for like Bahamut Shark, like Treat Toad, because it's basically just a walking Solemn Judgment that can steal your opponent's shit, and it's just a really good opening play. And honestly, what I think I'm going to do before I jump into the duel, I think I'm actually going to take out my Goblinbergs and put in 10 Goldfish, because then my like Bahamut Shark plays will be even better and they'll be more consistent. And for the most part, like Goblinberg and 10 Goldfish, like they pretty much they work exactly the same. I mean, the stat lines of them, both monsters, they're pretty even. This guy has super high defense, this guy has better attack, but sometimes it goes into defense mode. So I feel like 10 Goldfish is just better right now, because Bahamut Shark and Invasion Vengeance, we're going to be getting Treat Toad, which is a fucking just ridiculous card. But let me go ahead and roll the duel. Alright, so this was game 1, and he went first. I thought that I would have an advantage in this duel because I thought I could win going first or second, and I thought that most of the time he would only win if he went first, because I thought that I could Zexal, lock him out with my Shockmaster effect. And I thought going second, because I ran Max C triple, and because I have things like Twin Twister, which you see there. Twin Twister is just kind of a blowout card. It ends up hitting his Soul Charge and his evac device. I think maybe he should have used Soul, well, no, he was under Max C, so I was thinking maybe he should have used Soul Charge, but yeah, he was under Max C, so he didn't want to give me like 8 cards or whatever. But you see here, I bring out Star Drawing from my deck. I play Exceed Tactics. I'm going to draw some cards here. I'm going to draw 1 off Star Drawing, and then I'm going to draw 1 off Exceed Change Tactics. One of them is going to get hit by Dark Law, but then I think I'm just going to keep going for Utopias to draw more cards anyway. So I do lose 1 card to Dark Law. I get Numeron Force, and I get Cupidity. I'm going to draw another card, which is Barian's Force, and I actually took out Barian's Force for Quick Change Chaos, which is the same thing, basically. I activate Hope's Exile, and then he basically scoops it up. Now, keep in mind, instead of going for Hope's Exile, which is the Shockmaster, basically, which it just won me the game. He couldn't do anything. Like 10 Goldfish, he would summon it, but it wouldn't be able to summon this. Keep in mind, even if I didn't go Hope's Exile, let's say that I went for Utopia, the Lightning, to draw another card. Even if he had this field, if he went 10 Goldfish to go for, I don't know, like 101, or to try and go for like Exciton, I could still just Solemn Warning it anyway. So I don't really think that he had a chance of winning here. Plus, I still had Pot of Cupidity in my hand. I wanted to save my Pot of Desires. I just did it again. I say Pot of Cupidity Cupidity 1 second, then I say Desires the next. It's difficult when you're looking at it and it says Pot of Cupidity. I'm just inclined to say that. But I could have activated my Pot of Desires next turn. I didn't activate it this turn because I didn't feel like there was a need to. I kind of wanted to see what he was going to do before I responded. But with me playing, Hope Zexel here, basically locking him out of the game, he couldn't really do anything. So game 2, he ended up winning. I'm not going to lie. I'll just be full honest about it. I was kind of salty about it. So I didn't save it. I'm such a douche. I was kind of salty about it, man. So I didn't even say it. I think because I feel like he may have won. I think he opened with some like really ridiculous opening. I think it was like Solemn Judgment, Dark Law, plus like Cyber Infinity. And I was like, wow, I can't even play Yu-Gi-Oh! I have no chance of winning because we decided not to side because obviously when I build these decks, I don't have a side deck. So, there's no Kaijus or anything. I would probably, if I was going to side against him, I would side Kaijus. And he would probably side Kaijus against me too. Although technically he shouldn't be able to because in the OCG, they didn't have Kaijus at the time. So let's go into game 3. We'll consider this 1-1 because he bodied me in game 2. I don't think I did any damage to him. If there was any damage taken, it's because I think he must have like instant fused or something like that. But this is game 3. I decided to go first with this deck. The thing I do like about this Utopia deck is that it can go first or second. You can go first and you can just hopefully you open up with Exceed Tactics and you'll be getting pluses off of that, which usually leads to Zexal Hope, or you can go for the Kage to Kage, maybe back it up with like a Solemn, or the third option is the whole like Bahamut Shark Tree Toad option. So there are 3 kind of ways to open up and go first, but if you go second, then you have things like Regeki and Twin Twister and Maxi that's been, Maxi is maxed out. So there are ways to hopefully go second too. So this is what happened in game 3. And you look at his hand. Let me pause right quick. His hand's actually like really OP. If he would have went first, he probably would have blew me out because he would have been able to. First off, he has 10 goldfish, so that's already a Dark Law on board. Then he probably would have used Instant Fusion, and he could have made like Ptolemaeus, which would have got him Cyber Infinity. You back that up with like Solemn Judgment. No, I'm not gonna win at that point. But I open up first. I go to my Utopia, I draw a card off of Exceed Tactics, I summon number 0, get another card, then go for Utopia to Lightning, get another card. I got double Maxi. What I was hoping for here is, you don't want double Maxi, obviously. I was hoping to get a Solemn or a Bottomless or something like that. Some good, tangible defensive card to protect myself. I did set Twin Twister because, I figured that he was, I figured that, he might set some spells or traps. He goes for 10 goldfish. I go ahead and Maxi him because I got 2 of them. He summons Excition Knight after summoning the Shadow Mist. And he got a mass change, which kind of sucks. So, I'm obviously in a bad position. I try and go Goblinberg. He Solemns. And then I back that up with Instant Fusion. And you know what the thing was? I didn't even realize at this point of the duel, not to keep pausing, I didn't even realize he played Exciton Knight. Just because, when a card is banned in the TCG for so long, it's so far out of mind, out of sight. You don't even think about it as an option. But I didn't even remember that he, I didn't even know, or not remember, but I didn't even know that he played Exciton Knight. So that kind of blew me out. So I go for Ray, and then I'm going to rank it up actually. Yeah, that's right. I decided not to go for Utopia, the Light. I actually ranked it up. I made a misplay here, guys. This was a big misplay, and it could have maybe cost me the game. So I summoned Utopic Dragon, which was not the misplay. But what I should have done was I should have actually summoned one of my Utopias. Because the thing about Utopic Dragon is, it says right here in the effect, once per turn you can target 1 number monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, its effects are negated. So what this card basically does is, in this deck anyways, it summons your Utopias back. So what I should have done was, I should have summoned a Utopia back, either one. I could have gotten Utopia 1 or Utopia the regular one. And then I should have obviously summoned Utopia the Lightning on top of it, and he wouldn't have probably had a way of stopping that. I could have just straight gamed him because he did activate Solemn Judgment. So he's only at 4,000 life points. But CapG's being an idiot, I decide not to. And, it ended up costing me because I could have maybe OTK'd him, but it's whatever. So he called a Haunted. At this point, he has 2 mass changes. And I was actually concerned here. So I maxi immediately. When he summons Shadow Mist, he brings in Dark Law. I'm going to draw a card. And then at the same time, he's going to obviously hit a card out of my hand. So he goes for Norden, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna get LTK'd. I'm feeling really bad. He goes for Utopia. He's giving me so many draws though. That's the thing. He kills my Utopic Dragon, which kind of sucks. And then he mash changes for Anki. Now, when he hit my Anki right here, I really did thought I thought that I was dead, because the thing is, doesn't Anki, like when it kills a monster and it does battle damage, don't you get the what's it called? Like, don't you get the search a quick play? It says when it sends to the graveyard, you get the search a yeah. So I thought he was gonna kill me, because if you look right here, he's only played like 2 mash changes. So I don't know if maybe the third one, like I don't know what happened here, if he forgot the search or what, but obviously both misplays on both players' sides. Like we both could have won already, but we threw the game. So at this point, I go for my regular Utopia, and then here's like the really cool play that ends the duel. Some of you guys have probably never seen rank up Numeron Force play. This card is broken. Basically, not only does it let me get my Utopia, what's it called? Does it let me get my Utopia Ray 5? But then it's a skill drain for every card on the field, so like all of his monster effects get negated. So then I play Pot of Cupidity for just swag. I've already won. The way that I'm going to win is I'm going to activate this guy's effect. It's essentially a Volcasaurus, and it just burns him for death, or it burns him for game. Keep in mind, I could have attacked as well, or I could have went for like Hope Zexal, but Numeron Force actually came in handy. But I think the best play here was to go for Utopia Ray V. So this is just showing you guys like Utopia against kind of like a competitive deck. But again, you got to take this match, you know, at face value. We didn't side in this match, and in game 3 we both made misplays that could have probably won us the duel. But overall, I still think this Utopia deck is really good. And now that Lightning is getting reprinted, I'm definitely going to build this deck IRL. And the only thing I'm probably going to change, like for right now, I don't think I'm going to change anything. But obviously, like the future of the TCG, when Invasion Vengeance comes out in November, I'm going to probably play 3/10 Goldfish, and then I'll play a copy of Bahamut Shark and Tree Toad, because it's just like such a good card. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching as always.